Okay, so I'm playing chess right now, and my goal is be to have a rating of 2,200. So that's my goal. I've been playing chess for around almost 10 years. I'd say almost 10 years, but my rating is still low, and that's something that I want to change. First of all, I don't have any openings. I don't know any openings to begin with. I only know principles, and I like to attack. So right now, my thought process for here is that to occupy the center, right? I have this, and my knights. But now he threatens my knight. And if he threatens my knight, my e4 pawn hangs. So I defend my e4 pawn by developing my bishop d5. Okay. He develops his knight, and I can pin his knight so that I can have e5 for my next move, right? So not only did I develop, but also threatened e5. So that's my thought process. Now my next goal is just to castle. Okay. I don't think there's any point in sacrificing. If I sacrifice this, and then he went back, I just lose a piece and open my king side, right? So I don't think there's any point in sacrificing. If he takes, let's say he takes, I can just castle, right? Depends on what he takes. Okay, he takes with the knight. Since he takes with the knight, I'll take with my bishop and then castle. Then I'll castle. Okay, so my pawn structure isn't the best, but his king is still in the center, and he has undeveloped pieces. I can like develop my piece easily, but he doesn't have that. Now my goal is to just open the center by pushing pawns, and I can even sacrifice. I can sacrifice a piece. Okay, so he wants to exchange, but I don't want that. So I'll just hide. And my goal is to push pawns and maybe even put my knight in the e4 square. Now if he goes back, I'll start pushing, because if I push this, he'll just castle. But if I push and push, he doesn't castle. If I push this and he doesn't take, no, he has to take, because I can take this, right? If I push this and he takes with that, I can, this is weak, but if it takes with that, I can take this, and then this is weak. So I think the best move is to push c5, because it threatens the d6 pawn, so he has to do something with it. And there's also other threats, like he can't castle like that. What's his move? I mean, he can still take. If I take, his queen takes, and then I'll have to look for a good spot for my knight, but I can like go here. Queen b5. I don't know if you're like imagining the things that I'm imagining, or if like I'm calculating this correctly, like I'm explaining my thought process in a good way. But yeah. Anyway, I'm just waiting for him to move. Okay, so he takes with the b pawn. So he can't castle queenside anymore. So I'll put my rook here. And then I can even like push pawn. His best move I think would be, oh, I can push this, right? If I push this weakens. And he can't take. So I can take here. And he has to move his bishop. Maybe I can put my knight here. And then I don't have any other threats aside from that. But his square weakens. I mean, his middle square or middle file. Okay, his middle file weakens because he has to move his bishop, right? Yeah, he moved his bishop. This hangs. I can take this, and then if he takes, maybe. Nah, I can't sacrifice because he has that knight there. But I think the best move here is to just take, right? Because if I take that, what happens when I take that? If I take that, I can also put my queen here. So it threatens taking the pawn and him losing a queen while threatening this rook, right? So I can do that. So that's what I'll do. So he has to move his rook and defend this pawn. How would he do that? Okay, he does that by castling. But now I can take this. Then what? Then maybe he exchange. If he exchange pieces, what do I do? I think that neutralizes my attack actually. Yeah, I think I just lost my attack. Wait, I can check. I think his best move was to trade queens, but now I can check. He can't do anything about it. Right? Now I can take this. Now I win the game. I'll just make sure I won't get checkmate. So I'll push h3 first. Then I'll develop my pieces. And I think that's game. Also, if this pawn didn't exist, I can like check and take his bishop. But it exists, so I can't do that. I think my best move is to either develop my knight or develop my rook by putting it in this square, and then I can like take. If he checks, I'll just go here. Okay, he does that. Now I can take this, and he takes this. It's not actually that easy, but I can go here. Okay. So this bishop has nowhere to go. And if I go here, I can just take this bishop. Now I can take the bishop. Okay, so I win the game. Now let's move on to the next game. Next game, I'm playing black. Like I said, I don't have any openings. I think the best move was bishop, just develop the bishop. Okay. Develop my bishop, develop my piece, then develop my piece, develop my pieces, and castle. Yeah, I'll castle as well. This weekends, but I don't have anything that I can do with it. Can push. Bishop is in an upward square. I'll try to maneuver my knight so that my bishop can go somewhere. Or I'll open the position. Yeah, I'll open the position. Okay, he moves there. I can take this. And if he takes, I take. Then this opens up. Then I take. And he takes. Now this is a weak pawn. Also I can go here, target that pawn. And I can push and maybe put my knights to this square, target that. And if he doesn't take, which he does take, I can now maneuver my knight. Okay, which knight? Either this or this. I can go here. My knight can go here. Okay, I'll go here. But I think this knight is better because my other knight can jump to f6 and target both of this. He can push this pawn. And my attack is like neutralized. But why? I can push this. He goes here. Then I can push again. We should have just pushed this one. I guess if he still pushes that pawn, I don't have anything to deal with it. So it's still an option. I feel like I can attack him somewhere. Somehow. Let me think. If I take this, okay, if he moves, this pawn is weak. If he moves, maybe I can take this, then check, then put my queen here. And then it threatens the rook. Okay, so imagine this. He has to move his knight, or not. He didn't move his knight. I'll just go here. He wanted me to go, but I can't even go there because he has a knight. Okay, if he moves his knight, let's say he moves his knight, I can take this. Then if he doesn't take, I'll just take with my bishop, and then I'll move my queen. I'll move my queen here. Then attack happens. But if he does take, I'll still... What? I think I take, right? Like, I don't mind losing a piece. Also, I can even... If I take here, he goes here, then I take, then this opens up. Or if I take, then he takes, then I take, this still opens up. I think I don't immediately take this because his pawns are strong, but I can like attack him with my knight. Okay, so now I take. He pushes his pawn, but I can just take his pawn. Why did I push his pawn? Or if I take this first, then take, I just win material. Or if I take, then he checks, then I don't think there's any problem in taking this first. So that's what I'll do. Also, there's no discovered check because this is covered. Now I'll just take this. Now it's 2 knight against a bishop. And the pawn is 4-5. 4-5. We have even pawns and this is hanging. I can take that. So it's not that hanging. Now I can just fork his queen and now he loses. That's good game. Okay. Next game. We're white again. E4, E5. I like playing King's Gambit. Although I don't know this opening, I just play it because it's aggressive. And aggressive games in chess is fun because a lot of things is happening and you really have to think of what you can sacrifice in order to like attack the enemy. What if I take this? If I take this, I'll have a push next round. But I can just develop and maybe he takes, then I can push. So I have tempo against him. But he doesn't do that. Maybe I have like a take here. Now I don't know what to do. It's not like he can castle. Okay, if I push this, this knight has nowhere to go. Also, I'm threatening like a check here with my queen if ever I develop my knight. I mean, if I move my knight, that's a threat. Which is why he wants to take my bishop. What if I just went here? But if I just check, there's like nothing to it, right? I need more pieces in order to attack. What if I sacrificed? There's also there's nothing to it. But what if I take? If he takes, then I'll check. I think there's something. Okay, here's my idea. If I take this and he takes, then I'll just win a pawn. But if I take and he takes, then I'll check. He can't move because this is mate, so he has to push. Then if I take, he has to take with his knight. Wait. Check. Push. Takes. Then what? So I'll take his pawn, then he takes, then if I check here, he has to push his pawn, then I'll take, and then he takes with his knight, then what? Then maybe I can like check with my bishop. Then I can check with my rook. And then I can push my pawn so that my bishop also attack. But he just trade queens and I lose all of my attack. Okay, so he has this threat of checking, and then I lose all my attack. But I think, okay, I can check here and he can't do that anymore, because if he does that, I'll just trade queens and then I have a mate. So my next move is knight here to threaten this check, and then I'll have a discovered check. Yeah, I think he should have like traded queens earlier, because if he did like here, me doing that, he should have checked here. Then of course I have to take, then he takes, he loses a bishop, but okay, he still has his up a knight, so like I think that's worth it. He still doesn't like develop his pieces. Also, I can still castle and put my rook into the attack. So he should have like checked earlier and traded pieces, because now he doesn't have that anymore. Because if he does queen h4, I'll take, and then his knight has to take, right? And then he's mated. Now my threat is to check. Then if he covers, actually I don't know what to do. Like what about it if he checks? I mean, what about it if I check, right? But I guess this pawn falls, and if that pawn falls, this knight falls. So yeah, I'll just wait for my opponent to move his pieces. Also, this is like my first long video that I'll be doing, and the storage on my phone went full, so that sucks. So I'm recording a voiceover right now. Okay, check. He has to go here. I'll take with a check. Then his knight can't move because it's pinned. He has to go here, then I'll take. Now I'll take this. Okay, he resigns. It's actually a good game though. I think I blundered a lot. Let's just see the bar. I want to review my game. Yeah, he can go here, right? And he just wins. I'm losing. I guess the sacrifice wasn't like a good idea. Like this wasn't a good idea. I just win here? How? Also, it's forced. Okay, next game. I want to reach 2,200. If I reach 2,200, I'm a pro. Not really, but I'm good. So I'll play 5 games per day and edit the video. And after editing the video, I'll post it. So that's my goal. Play 5 games per day, narrate, edit, like tell my, what do you call that? Tell my calculations why I move such move. Okay, I moved this h6 so that he doesn't have a bishop to, what do you call that? Bishop to g5. Now I'll just take this. Now I do have 2 double pawn, and that's not really what you want to see, but I can easily trade this, but I don't want to yet. It's easily tradable with this in front. Now this is weak, but I don't have to go there. I can just push this. Then if he goes there, I'll rook g6, and I think his knight is like trapped if he does that. So he doesn't do that. And then I would want I would want to like make sure my king is safe. Also, I can double rook and push some pawns here, which is what I'll do. If he trades, I don't think I care. I would want to open this position. Also, I have another knight. I think a knight is more powerful in this kind of position, but I don't have to trade knights yet. I can open the position first and then see what happens. Because, okay, if you trade pieces, you have less pieces to attack with. So that's why I don't really like trading pieces, especially if I have the attack. Like, look at this. Look at this. I have the attack, right? So I don't want to trade pieces. And I just have to, I have to give these 2 pawns to him so that I have an attack. That's why I like sacrificing. I think I should have pushed this pawn. Now I'd have to push this pawn, or else the position is locked. Let's think. Okay, I push this pawn. If I push this pawn, what happens? If I don't push this pawn, this position becomes locked, but this square is weak. And I can go, maybe I can go here. Yeah, I don't think I need to push that pawn, because if I push this pawn and he has to take, this knight has nowhere to go. Also, I can just push this pawn instead and attack this pawn. Attack the e4 pawn. Because if he takes, because this also opens this file, right? And this pawn is weak, so I can attack that instead. Okay, he goes there. I can take this, he takes. If I trade queens now and go to an endgame, I think our position is better than him, because our pieces are active. Our pawn is in the white square, so his bishop can't attack that. This pawn is the only weak pawn that I have. These 2 pawns. This pawn falls anyway, because if I trade pieces, he has to choose whether he would save this c pawn or the e pawn. So he doesn't want to trade. Okay, so I have a check here. If I went here and then he can't take, so he has to move his queen. Or if I take here, then he takes. I think this is better, because he has to move his queen. He can't trade queens with me. He can't take this pawn because of my check. Also, I can just push that pawn and make it a big problem with him. Or I can, what? Okay, I have to take this, right? If he takes, I'll just trade queens because I'm up a piece. Okay, so what he did was he wants to open this file. Maybe that's why he did that. But we don't have to take, because if we take, this file opens up and our king is in danger. So I wouldn't do that. Instead, I'd want to trade queens or gain more material. So he has a check here. His only check files are like here or here. And we can put our queen here so that he doesn't have any checks anymore. Okay, I'll put my queen here. He doesn't have to trade. Oh, no. Okay. I didn't saw that. But our goal remains. I want to trade queens with him. Also, this is hanging. This pawn. If I take, he check. He moves his rook. I think I have to develop my piece. And then I'm safe. Develop my piece and also trade pieces. That's my goal. If I take this, it has to take. It doesn't have to take. But he takes. This bishop falls. Doesn't have a check. I think it's a good move. So I'll take that. Also can now activate this rook. Unless this rook was inactive for a long time. A long time. I think this is actually my last game because this video is almost an hour long. Or I'll make it an hour long. Okay, if I check, he can cover with his bishop here. If I take, I think the best move is to just take this, and if he checks, I'll just cover with my queen. Yeah, that's what I'll do. If he does anything aside from checking, I'll check instead. I'll attack. But I don't think he'll check. That check is kind of useless. Because we win! He doesn't check. But I can check. Wait. I can just take this rook. Why is he giving me a piece? What? I don't get it. I'm missing. I think he blundered. Anyway, I'll just check first. I can take that later if I didn't find any attack. Okay, now I'll take this because I didn't find any attack. Now we're just up a rook and a knight and pawns, and I'm sure we win. Now, yeah, I don't think we need to explain that much because this is already a winning position. Now I'm just waiting for him to resign or something. I mean, because we already win it. Now I just have to trade pieces and make sure our king's safe. But a queen can't mate, a single queen can't mate your king. So that's that. I check here, it goes up. Then I'll check. Then, okay, he abandoned the game. Now for our last game. Let's see how many games I need. What's this? Okay, King's Gambit. I think with my rating, you just have to not blunder, because even I blunder a lot. So if you don't blunder, I think you'll go a long way. What if I do something stupid? Push. Doesn't take. If I push this, he on. Then I'll take. Then he takes. Okay, I'll push this. Then if I take this, he takes. Then I can take, but he already has a bishop. Guarding the pawn. So it's kind of useless. I'll just push my pawn. The idea is, if he doesn't do anything, I'll push this. Okay, he does do something. But I'll push this, and this becomes threatened again. Then maybe we can activate our piece and trade bishops. He'll castle. Will he castle? Our knight can go here, but it can't go to the places where it has to go before going there. Our bishop is locked. Can't penetrate here. If I push this pawn hangs. Also, I have this square, but I can't go there. Okay, maybe I can develop my bishop here. Also, develop my rook. No, I want to push this one. We'll go here. If I push this one, my knight has nowhere to go. Actually, my knight can go here. Then here. But do I want to trade pieces? Now my knight can go here. Also this square. Now I think he blundered. Like I said, If you don't blunder, you win. You just blundered a piece. And now I think I win. Because I just have to trade pieces. And then I win. Right? 5 games in a row. Green streak. Can't make this up. What if now he wants to open the position? What if I don't want to open the position? What if I just want to take the pieces first? If I take this, and then I'll go here and then push. I think that's good. Good move. Now he has to eat with the queen. Because if he takes with the rook, I'll take this, but I can take anyway. Then I'll attack this pawn by going here. Also, I need pieces in this file. I have 1 extra knight, but it's kind of useless here. Now what? You can take this, or if I go here, you can take this. I think he takes this, and I'll take this. He pushes his pawn. Why? Why does he push his pawn? If I take this, he threatens checkmate. What if I defend my pawn before doing anything? By defending, I mean pushing my pawn, because my knight is there, which also defends this. Now he has to go here so that he can do anything. Also, I can play passively. Okay, if I take this, I just win a pawn. So I'll take that pawn. Then I can push this pawn. Then our not so solid position becomes solid. Now I can go here, right? Go here so that I can check. Push pawn, check. And then after checking, he goes here. I can trade pieces. Yeah, and I win. Check. Goes here, only move. I can also go here, discover check here. My idea is to check here, so actually he goes here. If I check there, there's nothing to it anymore. So I'll just go queen here. If I go queen here, he has to move his king. or else I'll just check and checkmate. 2 moves mate. But I still do it anyway. Because I take his pawns and then I can trade queens. I take, I check here. Okay, trade queens. Then I'll check battery. Oh no! I think I made a mistake. I made a mistake. Okay, I'll take this first. So that my knight can activate. He checks. I'll go here. I can give a mate. No, I can't give a mate. This pawn hangs. He takes the pawn. Okay, I'm up a piece. But I can't do anything about it. Oh no, I mated with a pawn. Actually lost. No way. Okay, that's game.